Welcome to this look at a glorious new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Hills of Tuscany. This is a glorious new mod map out by JonnyXPRO. 240.66 megabytes to download. I'm getting a real Italia demo vibe to this. There's no train on it, but it's still very, very cool. If we go into this menu here, this is what the map looks like. On New Farmer, we start with the entire farm plot here, 65, and then field 89 there as well. Now it does say there are plots around the map to allow for building of production chains and or other farms. Other than that, as in the name, Hills of Tuscany, it's very hilly, but it is a spectacular map. There are some required mods for this map, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. Field prices vary, as you can see. We've got very small plots, 50 odd grand, some are a little bit cheaper than that, 47 kind of thing, going through medium fields. Most of the small stuff is over on the eastern side of the map. The move over to larger fields as we move west. I'm pretty sure a couple of the bigger or more expensive ones, 424, yeah, 205, but that's mostly field. That's got some forestry. There is some forestry, as you can see, scattered around the map as well, and there is a sawmill. It's forestry and fields here. Now, interestingly, we've got plot numbers which don't match up to the field numbers, because there are fields which are all numbered, but then you've got all the plots of forestry and stuff like that, so the plots all have numbers as well. So if you're looking at something, you'll find, for example, if I go to field 92 there, that's plot 39. It throws you a little bit, but it's fairly straightforward once you kind of get your head around it. We're going to do an unusual route round, and I'm going to put some money in, because there's a few things we're going to need to buy as we go around, a few productions, because on top of the required mods that are needed, there's some productions chains that are in place that have been put in by the map maker, which are a little bit different to normal. So I thought we'll have a look at those as well. It's very cool. Contracts are available. I've put down extra crop types. Now the extra crop types come with the map. We've got grapes. If you look here, you'll see loads and loads of. We've got vineyards. We've got grape and olive vines, I guess, standard ones. But then these ones here are white grapes. So added in for orchards, we've got grapes and white grapes. That's by the map maker. But then, as part of the required mods, we've got the addition of bamboo, aloe vera, red cabbage, flowers, bonsai trees, cypress and eucalyptus, and that comes in the form of greenhouses and planting thing. So required mods, I'll talk about that now. We've got the fuel tank by Miki Mapper, the Italian shed pack by Miki Mapper, the animal barn pack by Alien Jim, the olives and olive picker by Rowley Christie VSR Modding Sir, and the greenhouse and nursery by GWENDAL. Now that's the one that's got all the extra bits and bobs in. You'll see over here the one I just said about the olives and olive picker. We've got olive orchards as well as olive vines. We've got olive orchards. That requires the olive picker that shakes the trees to get them off. So that's a required mod, but that's part of the map. What else was I going to say regarding that? It does say that medium-sized vehicles and tools up to about 8 meters are recommended. You can try bigger stuff. I think because it's quite hilly, wider headers, bigger bits of equipment might struggle a little bit on here, in all honesty. Let's go through the main gates. And when I say it's spectacular, honestly, I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. 240.66 megabytes as well. Admittedly, with the required mods added on, that would bring that megabyte amount up, because obviously that's got to be on here for the map to work. But as we come around the corner, we'll get our sleep trigger just here. Wardrobe, pick up, sleep trigger just there. And it looks great. Barns and buildings, part of the Italian shed pack, and our vehicles and equipment scattered around in various different locations. We do also have, we've got a workshop trigger, we've got a well just around to the side there, but we do have some racking. We start with a forklift, and we've got some herbicide and seed and fertilizer and things like that. Workshop trigger is just here. We've got some bales off the start, and we've also got a pallet of manure there, a box of manure, which is an interesting one to start with. The slot count on New Farmer is 1,455. The slot count on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch is 1,281. You have all of the buildings, but you don't have any of the machinery, so you have none of the equipment in here. Now, you can get that slot count down. I'm going to show you a build mode view of this instead, rather than sort of a ground level view. I came on and with no vehicles, I then got rid of most of the buildings. The silo behind us, we'll get to in a moment, couldn't be sold. The walls I couldn't sell, and weirdly I couldn't get rid of any of the lampposts either. So if you get rid of all the buildings, you're going to have a load of lampposts in random places, and all the decorative objects that are around I couldn't get rid of, all the workshop, and it will look like this. So it's something to bear in mind if you are thinking of coming here and getting rid of all the sort of the base game stuff if you want to. I got the slot count down to 1,128. You might want to, you might not want to. There are 30 collectibles. I did find one, and that paid 10 grand rather than 1 grand. So, up round the back here, we've got a sheep pen. The sheep pen will hold 65. This is part of the required mods. This is the Alien Gym one. This does have a trigger inside here for hiding the markers. If you want to hide markers, you can. If we come down the side, we've got chickens. Chicken coop will hold 360 chickens. We come down the back of the building here, that vehicles and machinery in. We've got a fuel tank. The fuel tank is empty at the moment, but that will do 20,000 litres, and you can buy that in increments if you want to, or a full 20,000 litres for fueling your vehicles. That's part of the required mods as well. Now this silo stays here. I couldn't sell it, couldn't remove it, and it's not available in the build mode either, so be aware of that. It is a multi-fruit silo. I'm not sure what the capacity is though. I did start to fill stuff up in it, and I thought it'd be here forever. But it's a multi-fruit silo. And talking of build mode, while we're here, there are no vehicles or machinery put in by the map maker, but we go into build mode. Under sheds, we've got the required mods Italian shed pack. Under silos, like I say, there's nothing. So that silo is not replaceable, not that you can sell it anyway. Nothing under silo extensions. I don't think there's anything. Oh yeah, containers was the fuel tank required mod. Nothing under tools or farmhouses. So whilst that farmhouse is sellable, if you replace it, you'll get the standard in-game one rather than that lovely Italian one, I think. Which is interesting. That's that part of the Italian shed pack, I'm not sure. Under production, there's nothing showing as modded because they're not replaceable. The ones that are around the map are in place with all the extra bits and bobs. Again, like I say, you'll see those as we go around. Sell points, we've got the greenhouse and nursery mod sell point. That's for those extra greenhouses and what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of garden, you'll see now anyway. And the greenhouses then, we've got the greenhouse and nursery mod, shrub greenhouse and very large greenhouse, and then you've got the plants. You'll see them on the ground when we get out there, but you can add more in if you want to. And then under orchards, we've got added in, we've got red grapes and we've got white grapes, and then there's the olives and olive picker groves. You place those trees down one at a time if you want to add more. Like I say, there are some on there already. That's been added in. Under animals, there's the animal barn pack by Alien Gym. Decoration, there was nothing, but under landscaping we had, under painting textures, a few extra textures thrown in there. Concrete tiles and bricks and sort of like a, not cobbles exactly, but there's quite a few different textures in here. But there wasn't anything under plants or trees that I came across. So a few bits added in. We come around the back here. Got a manure heap here with the pig pen. The pig pen holds 270 pigs. You can see bottom right it says pig barn 270. Good thing with the Alien Gym pack is the triggers and stuff are fairly straightforward and obvious. Each of them does require water as well. These ones do require water. Your input for your feed is here. Bedding is normally just inside. There you go, just inside here for bedding. And then your slurry point is there, but then the manure heap's been added in extra. If we come down the side of here, hang on, was there any more machinery in it? Yeah, we had a few bits and bobs here. These sheds and buildings do have lights as well. Bale loading trailer, baler, harvester and header. If we come down from the pig pen, I love all this. Looks absolutely fantastic. Another, well that's the silage clamp. Then we've got the cows here. This will do 80 cows with another manure heap on the end, just here. So a fair bit. Now, like I say, all of this can be sold. all of these buildings and the pens if you want to get rid of them, but you will have the lampposts left. I did try to remove them, but yeah, wouldn't let me. But I don't know if I'd want to actually. I think it looks pretty cool as it is. So back up, we'll grab the pickup and we will head off around the map. What I am going to do before I head off, I'm going to put some money in because I'm going to need it for buying the various different places as we go round. It is, oh, it's glorious, it really is glorious. Right, money's in, let's crack on. It's got that, I mean, it does say in the description, welcome in Tuscany, every hill has a village, every village has a story. And I'll be honest, as you go around, the little villages and on hilltops you have a little farmhouse or just a little house. The little churches scattered around, oh, it's brilliant. I'm really torn now. I keep saying every time I do a map tour, you'll go on a map and go, actually I quite like the look of this, I'd love to do a let's play on this, and then you get another one comes out and you go, oh actually I like so the one I was thinking about, I think this might edge it ever so slightly. If we just turn in towards the village here, we've got the dairy just here. Now I didn't buy this before, I'm going to check it just in case there's anything. Butter and cheese but no chocolate. Ah, okay. Butter and cheese at the dairy just here. I'm going to head up and round. I'll show you on the map where we are, as I always do as we go round. Get a feel for the landscape. It's another one of those ones you kind of come through trees, you go over a brow of a hill, and every new bit looks like just incredible. So, the next point we're going to get to is going to be the sugar mill, but there's a little extra bit. Now I haven't found any others across the map, but there might be others, and I'm being cryptic. But as we come around the corner here, you've got a little plot to the left you can buy, which has got a little kind of quarry. There's a load of stone in there. If you buy that little plot, you can take the stone from there if you want to, for whatever you want it for, doing lime production or something else that requires. There's a few different mods out that do require a bit of stone. So there's a little stone quarry just aside there. Sugar mill. As far as I could tell when I did the quick whiz round, this is a standard sugar mill. It doesn't take any extra things or anything like that, but sugar mill is just tucked in here. Back out to the road. Down to the next little village. On the left hand side we've got a bale sell point. Just there. This was sale of straw and hay at 2. Oh, what did it say on the map? I just put sale straw and hay. Sale straw and hay of the 2 houses. Oh, okay, 2 houses. Yeah, that makes sense. Gas station just there. As we come through into here, we've got around the back here, which fits in really nicely with this little village hamlet, whatever you want to call it. The bakery. It's tucked away in here. Can't stop smiling. It's brilliant. We've got a sell point just through here. The sell point says store at kilometre 0. But what I like as well is a lot of the mods and buildings that have been put in have been converted. That looks like the diner building to me, but it's been, the textures have been changed. It hasn't just been plonked down as, oh look, here's just a sell point. I like that. There's a lot of that going on the map, which is really cool. So sell point just here. And as you can see round behind us, just through there, we've got a few of the vineyards, and if we go back to the map, you'll see there are loads, you know, some there, a few here, down here, down here. It's very hilly over this section as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Wait till we get up here, honestly. I'm kind of excited to get further through the Let's Play, through the map tour, just because I know what's coming, you know. So, from here, I'm trying to think where I needed to turn. Is it this one? Let's check on the map. I think it's here I need to turn. Oh no, next one. Yep, here. And there's enough fields on here as well, and forestry and stuff. I think even with the vineyards and the olive vines and the olive orchards and the greenhouses, there's still enough landscape for all the other crop types and all the other stuff you want to do. I like the fact that it's really hilly. It's going to add that extra challenge in while you're doing it as well. So, turning coming up on our right, up into another little village. See what I mean though? You look out across there. It's that. Yeah. Wowzers. So, come to this building again. Looks like a great processing unit, but it has been converted somewhat. This is the olive oil mill. Okay, not a great processing unit, and not just an oil mill. This one just does olive oil. So if we buy that, 122 grand, and then click on it, we've got olive oil and pomace oil. So you've got olive oil there, and then olives pomace as a byproduct of that while it's making it. So we can do both of those recipes and it will do that. That pomace oil will become, or the pomace, so the olives pomace will become more relevant later. As far as I can tell, as far as selling goes, there's only olive oil. It doesn't have a separate pomace oil, but the pomace that it's producing is a byproduct, and that will be relevant later on as we get around the map. So this one just does olive oil. The next oil mill that we come to, which will be a little bit later on, does the sunflower and canola side of things. So you've got two separate oil mills for doing this. Again, nice little touch. I like that. From here, we'll say down to the main road. I guess, yeah, I guess it is the main road. There is, looking at it in places, it does say in the description as well, there is the ability for blending fields together if you want to. If you want some bigger fields, you might want to clear some forestry, like little bits here between, take some trees out and blend fields together. That is available. On our left hand side there's a little side turning, and there's the farmer's market sell point just through there. See the blue disc? Oh, actually, it's easier if I just go down there, isn't it? There you go. Farmer's market sell point is just here. Swing that around again. Next turning up. Just here we've got the grain mill. Again, as far as I could tell, this was a standard grain mill. And we'll double check the grain mills around here. Doesn't hurt while I'm here. I think it's standard. Wheat, barley, oat and sorghum with flour coming out. Yeah. Nothing different in there. Keeps it a little bit more straightforward. Vehicle shop and workshop is just here. This is also the reset point. Store menu just there. We can open the building doors and go in if you want to. Doors will open. The workshop trigger is inside this one here, the central of the three doors, just there. There's your workshop trigger. Drive through as well if you want it to be. Although I don't think there's much room at the back. Oh, there is a little bit. You can get through if you want to. That's your workshop trigger. Vehicle store and workshop. Heading out from here. Got that massive building over there. Now I have looked out to the southeast, which is off in that direction. There's no sell points or anything out there. As you can see, it does get kind of, it does get a bit hilly. It's been hilly the whole time we've been driving around, but it's kind of worth an explore, I guess, to have a look around. There'll be collectibles as well, because at the moment we've driven down and we're at here, so we've come from the main farm here, did all of that, dairy, round over the top to the sugar mill, down there to the cluster of sale points and the bakery just there. We then turned off along there up to the oil mill, down there to the farmer's market, grain mill and vehicle store. We're now at this point, so all out here, there's no sell points or anything out here, but there's a load of fields, load of stuff. There's little buildings on hilltops, and the whole map, doesn't matter where you go, it's really picturesque. We're going to go across here first, because what we've got next, it's kind of a quarry. This is lime production. Now what I'm going to say is it's pricey. There are some lime production mods which are far cheaper, obviously, but when you buy this you do get all the land, and you get the land because through the back there is a rock quarry for all intents and purposes. And it's a little bit loud, but if I click on that, 937,000 to buy this. When you buy it, it will produce lime. I mean, it's a lime production. It requires water and stone. We'll jump back in the pickup, but if we go back onto the map and do that, where are we? Oh, actually, do we have to buy the? No way. Okay. So you buy the production, that doesn't buy you the land. I thought that would be, I should have looked at the map when I did that. Ah, that's something as well. That plot we didn't own off the start, so I think when you buy that plot there, or say buy that plot, that's where the olive oil factory is. When you buy the olive oil factory, you seem to get that bit of woodland with it. Well, that's weird. So when's it allowed me to sell that? I didn't own that off the start. We only had those two plots, so I'm assuming buying that and bought that. It's allowed me to sell it back straight away. That's weird. I thought they would have been linked. Certainly didn't buy it myself. Anyway, yeah. So on top of that 900,000 something, you've then got to buy the land as well if you want access to the quarry. I thought that was all part of it. But well, you know, you can kind of justify the price a little bit. So your stone will go in here, your water will go in there. Oh no, sorry, is that where you... Yeah, stone in, water in. Up around the back here you've got the quarry, which you've then got to buy separately if you want to access that. There's quite a lot of stone there. And then taking your lime out, is that down the side here? I'm trying to think. Yeah, taking out is done here, so your lime out is done here. Like I say, it's quite pricey for just lime production, but it's a big facility, so you're going to be looking at easily 1.2, 1.3 million to buy the lime production and the ground it's on if you want to use the quarry too. So something to bear in mind, but it might be something you'll set yourself a target of. Let's go across the bridge. We'll go past the traffic. Stick our toe down, give it some beans. On our left hand side coming up is the sunflower oil and canola oil factory. So we've already done the olive oil. If we go into the back of this, I'll show you that as well. There we go, sunflower oil and canola oil. Good cycles per month. Well, the recipes are only a 2-to-1, so the recipe's quite low, but the cycles per month are pretty good. So there you go, that's your sunflower oil and canola oil factory. And you continue, we're at the bottom of the map at the moment, and we're heading west. We're going to come back on ourselves in just a moment. You can just see the buildings just over to the left there. That's the sawmill and carpentry. Now this one is, yeah, sawmill and carpentry shop, but they are linked together. They're not separate buildings. So this is all one big amalgamation, I guess is the best way of putting it. So you've got your wood chips over to the side there, byproduct. You've got your sell wood point here. But this is where you purchase the whole lot, the whole shebang in one go. So if I buy that sawmill and carpentry shop for 100 grand and then click on that, you'll see that we can do our planks by bringing wood, but then you can also do furniture using the planks here. So it's combined the two together, your sawmill and your carpentry all in one. So planks, wood chips and furniture all in the same location. Spoiler, just over there. So yeah, all in one big bit, so you haven't got to buy two separate ones. From here then, just keep driving past fields and looking up at the slopes and thinking, wow, okay. It just I don't know. Just keep thinking about when you get around to harvesting, and you know, I've said before, there are maps that are really picturesque, and just driving to and from places when you're delivering things or you're going out to a field to harvest, the journey itself is a pleasure. It's just, you know, it doesn't become that kind of routine thing. Oh, I need to get to this field to do the harvest, then get back again. Look at that! Look. Oh. Right, turn down here. We've got the animal dealer, and we've got another bale sale point. Animal dealer just there, and sale, straw and bale pet store. That's that point just there, so another bale sale point. Up over the top with the biogas plant hovering into view. Now this is where what I was talking about earlier on, the extra olive oil production becomes more relevant. So this biogas plant, I'm pretty sure, I will double check this as well. So we came from the quarry, across there, we've done that one there. That's the sunflower and canola oil, sawmill and carpentry, up there to the animal dealer. We're now here. This plot, you can't buy the land. You do have to buy the biogas plant. It's not cheap. 1.162 million, but other materials missing. Now this was the other thing I found, not peculiar, but so we've got silage, slurry, manure and sugar beet cup, which is normal, but the recipes are all there, all at 48 rather than 24s, which you normally get. But we've then got olives, pomace, and we've got marc. Marc will become relevant later on, but the olives, pomace, which is that byproduct from the olive oil production, you can bring here and put through the biogas plant. Now it does say the recipe there, it produces an amount of electricity, an amount of methane and then digestate. The only outgoing product is digestate. So as far as I'm aware, the electricity and the methane will sell automatically. I couldn't find a sell price for either of them, so I'm assuming it will just sell as it goes. Marc will become more obvious later on, but what I do like as well, ramp on the biogas plant too. So we're putting in nice and straightforward. Row of silage clamps around the back. If we go back to our map now, buying that has bought the land, which means if you want to add other production chains, silos, whatever you want to put on here, you can add more stuff on if you wanted to. That's just a good point. Can we, now we own it, can we sell it? We can sell it if we want to. Can we sell each of these? It's not giving me the option to sell those or that. We can sell the biogas plant. So if you didn't want that particular biogas plant, I mean that's dangerous because of the extra things it will take. So if you did sell it, it's not available under production chains to replace it. So I personally wouldn't, but well, you could add another one in, such you. So continuing north. Turning in just here. Oh, put his toe down a little bit. We've got a nice little, it looks like possibly like an old quarry that's been turned into a lake, or it could have just always been a lake. But down the bottom here, as we swing around, we've got a restaurant in the bottom. And again, another little, it almost looks like a little fishing village. It's got that kind of feel to it. Restaurant down here, a few little houses. Weirdly, I got a Cornwall vibe to this. So we're sort of going down to Devon and Cornwall, you know, drive down these little steep hills and you come down to a little cove and there'll be like 4 or 5 houses and a pub, you know. It's got that kind of feel to it. But anyway, which is weird for Italy. But anyway, that's a restaurant sale point. And then we're coming up on a bit that I personally think, well, just me, on the map is the most picturesque. I don't know. I really liked this. As we swing down here, you can see olive orchards on the right hand side. We'll get to those in a moment. And behind that are the greenhouses, part of the required mods. But if we turn in here, this to me gave a real feeling of like an old monastery grounds kind of thing. So we've got our grapevines and stuff in here. There's red grapes and white grapes. But you've got these buildings here. Then over to the back there, you've got a little church and some more buildings. I don't know. I think it looks wonderful. It's just fantastic. So here's the next production, and again a kind of custom one. This is manufacturing grape juice. So if I click on this, so we've got our raisins, our grape juice, white grape juice, separate, but a byproduct of that is mark, the stuff that I said about when we were at the biogas plant. So the biogas, the mark on here is all the grape skins and stuff, like all the residue left over. So the residue left over from this and the olive oil production can both be taken to the biogas plant and processed through the biogas plant. So you're using a bit of everything as you go. The recipes on these are pretty good as well. Raisins, grapes and white grape juice. Very cool. What we'll do, I'm going to jump into build mode because I just wanted to show this, because actually we're going to drive back onto the main road. So you've got this here with all the vines around it, but you've got this little village just up here. Look, I love that sort of gated entrance in as well, but beautiful. Right, from here, whoa. I'll be heading back to the vehicle shop in a minute to get my front of my pickup repaired. So back down to the main road. On the right hand side, one of, is it 2 or 3 of the olive orchards? So as opposed to the olive vines, these are the olive orchards, and this is the mod included. So these all trees can be placed individually. Now, as far as I recall, you treat them like vines. They will need to be ploughed, mulched around them. They do require water. I'll say water and manure, I think, on these. But when you come to harvest these, if we go into this menu, go down to vehicles, I think it's under miscellaneous, I want to say. Yep, the olive picker out on the end there. So you have the olive picker, which you put onto your vehicle. That all fans out and opens, goes around the tree. The 2 rubber bumpers on there vibrate the tree, and the olives fall off into like the big umbrella bit for collection. So you've got a big old orchard here, which you can buy. But again, because these are available under build mode, you can place your own olive orchard anywhere you want as well. And we come past there, we come to, which essentially is a nursery, which has got all the greenhouses and stuff as part of one of the other required mods. So, open the gates here. Now this one, you can buy the greenhouses individually, and you can buy the ground separately. Once you've bought a greenhouse, so actually we'll go to this one because it triggers this end. There are 2 of the very large greenhouses. So we buy that, and we click on that. So it will do tomatoes, lettuce and strawberries as usual, but it will do red cabbage and flowers as well. It does require water, seed and solid fertiliser to run them. Turn all those off for the moment. So it leaves those empty. But once purchased, If you want to, you can remove them. So if you decided you didn't want as many, or you wanted to reorganize them, or however you want to do it, you can. But once you've demolished them, if you want to place new ones down, you need to own the land, which you need to buy separately. So we go to our map. That was the biogas plant, that was the restaurant, that was the grape manufacturing grape juice, so that was the orchard there. That one there, 84 grand, and there's another one there. Grape orchard, olive orchard. So this plot here will set back 55 grand. So like I say, once you've sold them, if you want to place new stuff down, or you just wanted to put more in, maybe with a little bit less space in between them, you could, if you wanted to. So that's the very large greenhouses. Then we've got 2 of these, which are the shrub greenhouses. If we buy one of those for 40 grand and click on that. So this will do bamboo, aloe vera in these 2, which will look a little bit like that. Your bamboo and aloe vera. If we go and look at this one, I kind of clicked on it before we really got a chance to have a look, but so your red cabbage and your flowers are in there. Or you can just run it with all red cabbage or all just flowers, it's time to you. Then if we come down the back, we've got the plants option, which was down here as well, which look like these. And these are your bonsai, your cypress and your eucalyptus. There are 2. Again, these can be purchased, 50 grand a pop. Bonsai, cypress, eucalyptus, they require water and solid fertiliser. Again, you don't have to run all of them. If I turn that off, you could just have all bonsai. You can have all cypress, it just changes the pots, I think, as far as I can tell. Or all eucalyptus, or a mixture, or 2, or out of the 3, whatever you want to do, changes the pots, and when you put the stuff in, they will start to grow, and you'll get your pallets. So, that's all those. As I showed you at the start in the build mode, all of these are available under the build mode as required mods to place more down or place them elsewhere. You don't have to have it here. You could decide to get rid of more here and have other production chains here, and you might want to put one of these greenhouses somewhere else. Or it's entirely up to you, of course. Once you're on here, it's your map. Do what you like. So the olive orchard, the second one, is just to the left up there. You can just about see them over there. But we're going to go right and head across here to... It's the last sale point, I think. We'll check the map in just a moment. So coming up, we've got a sale point, retail cereals. So it's just a sale point. What we'll do is drive around to that, which is round in there. So that's just a sell point. But we've also got cereal storage. Now, cereal storage is, for all intents and purposes, a cooperative silo, like a railroad silo type thing. Obviously, there's no railroad. Taking out of the silo is done from there, and putting into the silo is done around here. Again, I'm not sure of the capacity. I did, off camera, start to put some stuff in. I thought, I'm going to be here forever doing it. But it will take regular crop types. It's not multi-fruit. Regular crop types plus potato and sugar beet it will take in here. So it's just an extra silo, realistically. So the sell point's that side. Don't get the two confused. If you bring stuff over here to store, take it in that side, you're going to sell it. So selling is that side, storing is this side. We go back to our map. So from the greenhouses there, we've come across there. We're now there. So as I say, that's retailing, that's cereal storage. More fields up to the north, bit more forestry. And if we carry on the road, it brings us back to the start farm, where we began this epic adventure. But that is that I've been keeping my eye out as well for Tuscany raiders. You never know if you get ambushed. That's Hills of Tuscany by JonnyXPRO. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.